comfy now?
Yes. Yes, Ma. I'm all right.
How are you feeling?
Yes, Ma. Yes, right. It's a horrible sinking feeling, but I feel right.
I wouldn't put much past on that. Your stomach's maybe out of order. Is the heart breathing any better, do you think?
Yes, Ma. Well, that's better.
Well, that's something to know. With the help of God, you'll be younger. Men from the south. Do your legs feel any stronger around here, do you think?
I can't tell. I guess so. A little.
Well, a little itself is something. I thought I heard you coughing a little more than usual last night. Do you think you were?
It wasn't, Ma. It wasn't.
I thought I heard you. For I was kept awake all last night with the shooting. I'm thinking of that madman Fluter running about through the night looking for Nara Clitheroe to bring her back when he'd heard she'd gone to follow your husband. And in dread any minute he might come in staggering in, covered in bandages, splashed all over with the red of his own blood, and giving us barely enough time to bring the priest to hear the last whisper of his final confession as his soul is passing through the dark doorway of death into the way of the wondering dead. You don't feel cold now, do you?
No, Ma. I'm all right.
But keep your chest well covered, for that's the delicate spot in you. If there's any danger, I'll wake you in again. Here's the coffee, you know, Peter. Hurry it along now. Strange things is happening when them twos is pulling together. Quiet far of the town! Did you see any signs of Fluter or Nara? How's things looking? I hear them blazing away on the GPO. That the Tommies are drifting into their melted pillar and the panel statue. And then the pavement set to the Canal Street is nearly covered with pools of blood.
We see no signs of Nara or Fluter anywhere.
Should have held her back being ain't fast from going to look for her husband. God knows what's happened to her. I'm always seeing her stretched on her back in some hospital, moaning with the pain of a bullet in her vitals, and nuns trying to get her to take a last look at the crucifix.
We can do nothing. You can't stick your nose into O'Connell Street and Tyler's on fire.
And we seen the Lancers. They were
trotting along, heads in the air, spurs and sabres jingling and lances quivering, and looking as if they were asking themselves, where's these blighters till they get a prod at them? But along comes a volley from the post office and stretched half of them, and sent the rest of them galloping away, wondering how far they'd have to go before they'd feel safe.
Gentlemen, I says to myself, this means business.
And then up comes General Pearson and staff, and standing in the middle of the street he reads a proclamation.
What proclamations?
Declaring an Irish Republic.
Go to God!
In the good woman Helgestad in Liberty Hall, and the people living on the quays had to crawl on their bellies to mass with the bullets that was flying from Bowling Mills.
God bless us. What's going to be
Maybe yous are satisfied now! Maybe yous are satisfied now! Go and get your guns if yous are men. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun! The boy you has the sword on his thigh now! Yous are all nicely shanghaied now! Yous are all nicely shanghaied now!
Don't answer her. She's the right old orange bitch. She's been chanting Royal Britannia all the morning.
Oh, I hope Fluter hasn't met with an accident.
Not granted.
He's such a wild card.
But last night I dreamt I seen getting carried into the house a stretcher with a figure lying on it, stiff and still, dressed in the habit of St. Francis. And then I heard the murmurs of a crowd no one could see, saying the litany for the dead. And then it got so dark that nothing was seen but the white face of the cart, gleaming like a white water lily floating on top of the dark lake. And a tiny whisper trickled into the ear, saying, isn't the face very like the face of Fluter? Then with a trembling flutter, the dead lips opened. And although I couldn't hear, I knew they were saying, Tyrell Fluter, after having wounded you are, Mrs. Clitheroe?
She's all right, Mrs. Gold. Just worn out from travel and want to sleep. Bring her in. A good night's rest, she'll be fit as a fiddle.
Did you ever hear a whisper of Mr. Clitheroe?
I could find him no one, Mrs. Goldie. One of them would tell me where he was. They told me I shamed my husband and the women of Ireland being carrying on as I was. They said the women must learn to be brave and cease to be cowardly. Peter was more for love than they would risk for hate. My child is to be killed. He is to be killed. He is to be butchered as a sacrifice to the dead.
Yous are all nicely shanghaied now. Sorrow men the lasses that have been kissing and cuddling their boys into the shedding of blood, filling their minds with fairy tales that have no beginning, but please God will have a bloody quick ending, turning bitter into sweet and sweet into bitter, stabbing in the back the men that are dying in the trenches for them. It's a bad thing for anyone that tries to choose the Ten Commandments, for judgments are prepared for scorners and stripes for the back of fools. Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. Britons never, never, never shall be slaves.
You ignorant old collop, you!
Now come home safe enough to you, now you'll find, Mrs. Clitheroe. After all, there's a power of women who've handed over sons and husbands to take a running risk in the fight they're waging.
I can't help thinking that every shot fired will be fired at Jack. And every shot fired at Jack will be fired at me. What do I care for the others? I can only think of my own self. And there's no woman gives a son or a husband to be killed if they say it, they're lying. Lying against God's nature and against themselves. One blasted hussy at the barricade told me to go home and not to be trying to dishearten the men. That it wasn't worthy to bear a son to a man that was out fighting for freedom. I fought at her and smashed her in the face till we were separated. I was pushed down the streets and I cursed them. I cursed the rebel ruffians and volunteers that dragged me raving mad into the streets to seek me husband.
Patience, Nora. We all have to put up with barkers and tormentors in the world.
If they're fighting for something worthwhile, I wouldn't mind.
Nothing derogatory will happen to Mr. Clitheroe. You'll see now, when the finish up, it'll be vice versa.
Well, I know that wherever he is, he's wanting to be with me. I know he's longing to be passing his hand through me hair, to be caressing me neck, to fondle me hand and to feel me kisses clinging to his mouth, and he stands wherever he is because he's brave. No, but because he's a coward. A coward. A coward.
They're not cowards anyway.
They're afraid to say they're afraid, Mrs. Gogan. I saw it in the barricade at North King Street. I saw fear glowing in all their eyes. And in the middle of the street was something huddled up in a horrible tangled heap. His face was jammed against the stones. His arm was twisted round his back, and every twist of his body was a cry against the terrible thing that had happened to him. I saw they were afraid to look at it, and some of them laughed at me, but the laugh was a frightened one. And some of them shouted at me, but the shout ended in a shiver of fear. I tell you, they were afraid. They were afraid.
Come on into the house, dear. If you'd been a little longer together, the rent asunder wouldn't have been so sharp.
The agony I'm in since he left me has thrust away every rough thing he done and every unkind word he spoke. Only the blossoms that grew out of our lives are before me now, shaking their colours before me face and breathing their sweet scent on every thought springing up in me mind. So sometimes, Mrs. Gogan, I think of going mad.
You'll feel a lot better after you have a little lie down.
I don't know what I'd have done only for Fluter. I'd have been lying in the streets only for him. They've driven away the little happiness life had to spare for me. He's gone from me forever. Forever. Jack.
Which he was hasn't tossed it.
Diane.
their leaders and their sham-battled soldiers has landed a body in a nice way. Having to go and ferret out a bit of bread God knows where. Why aren't you in the GPO if yous are men? It's paler and paler yous are getting. A lot of vipers. That's what the Irish people is.
Never mind her. Make a start. Keep us from the Sinnoh Islands. Well, how are you today? How's your old son?
Grand, grand.
What are you drinking there? Milk? You couldn't get a better thing down here. You know, this town has done one good thing anyhow. You can't get drink anywhere. And if that lasts a week, I'll be so used to it I won't even think about money.
What's the betting? Heads of juice.
How's the tanner? What hell is that?
It's like a boom of a big gun.
Oh, surely to God, they're not going to use artillery on us!
Not going to use anything on this man.
Oh, holy Christ, that's not playing the game!
Woman having a shell rifle here now. You'll be off to heaven in a fiery chariot.
Despite all the warning that's ringing around us, you can start your picking at me now.
Oh, trust them again, lots of tanner heads of juice. Let it roll. Let it roll. Heads of
They're
juice.
breaking into the shops! They're breaking into the shops! Smashing the windows, battering in the doors, and whipping away everything! And the volunteers is firing on them! I seen 2 men in a lassie pushing a piano down the street, and the sweat rolling up them, trying to get it down to the pavement. And an old one, there must have been 70, looking as if she'd drop with a dead heart beating, trying to get a double bed out of a broken shop window. I nearly waited till I dressed myself from the inside out.
Does he help me in? Feeling curious?
Well, the selfishness of that one. She
Hey,
was
Bessie.
down she could carry before she come Tony was.
Did you ever hear about pumpkin to shake up?
I didn't hear a none.
You're going to hear one soon.
Come on, man, don't waste the time.
Hey, you gonna be leaving me here?
Are you going to be leaving yourself here?
Did you hear her say they were firing on me?
Well,
Supposing I happen to be packing.
We'd give you a Christian burial anyhow.
Dress up in your rags.
May the Alderman God give you hot knock one of these your days, me old cubby children up here to be tilting at me with his mockeries of jibing.
Oh, for God's sake! Oh, and one of you kind men showed me a safe way for me to get to Rathmine. I was foolish enough to visit a friend thinking the whole thing was a joke, and now I can't get a car or a tram to take me home. Oh, isn't this awful?
I'm afraid, ma'am, one way is as safe as another.
And what am I going to do? Oh, isn't this awful? I'm so different from others. The moment I hear a shot go off, my legs give way from under me. I can't stir. I'm paralyzed. Isn't it awful?
It's a derogatory way to be, right enough, ma'am.
Oh, but creeping along the street back there with my head down and my eyes half shut, a bullet whizzed past within an inch of my nose. I had to lean against the wall for a long time, gasping for breath. I nearly passed away. It was awful. Oh, I wonder, would you kind men come some of the way and see me safe?
I have to go, ma'am. Try and save a few things from the burning building.
Come on, man, you have to say.
Oh, isn't it an awful thing for me to leave my friend's house? Oh, isn't it a idiotic thing for me to do? I haven't the slightest idea where I am. You have a kind face, sir. Do you suppose that you could possibly come and pilot me in the direction of Rathmine?
Do you think I'm going to risk me life trotting in front of you? I maybe get a bullet that'll give me a game leg, that'll leave a jibe and a jeer to floater in the young coming for the rest of me days?
Oh, I know I'll fall down in a dead faint if I hear another shot go off anywhere near me. Isn't this awful?
That's how quick you were to let you clap your eye on the pram. Maybe you don't know that this is someone in the hall. She went to spend Easter with the people in Dunboy. Gave me strict injunctions to give an occasional look to see if I was still standing in the corner where it was left.
This requires a little consideration, seeing that the pram was left on our body and not on yours. So put her a little to the left of the jam in the old room door, nor is it needful to mention the name of the person that gave it a squint to see if it was there the first thing in the morning, and the last thing in the stillness of the night. Never failing to realize that her eyes might be going wrong, be stretching forth her arm and running her hand over the pram to make sure that the sight of it was no deception. interest you're taking in it now is a sudden ambition to use the pram for a purpose that a loyal woman of law and order would stagger away from.
There is not as much as one party in the house that doesn't know that it wasn't Bessie Burgess always shaking her voice, complaining about people leaving bassinets in the way of them that week in and week out had to pay their rent, and always had to find a regular accommodation for her own furniture in her own room. And as for law and order, putting aside the heart and the shamrock, Bessie Burgess will have as much respect as she wants for the lion and the unicorn.
I think I'm going with you. I bet I might as well chat.
Take your oven, Luncheon! Compare the bassinet if you please, ma'am. It's the bit aside from the threshold of good manners. Let me tell you, Mrs. Burgess, it's a fat wonder to Jenny Cogan that a lady like singer of hymns like yourself would lower her thoughts from sky singing to stretch forth her arms and a sly seek inside her way to pinch anything driven astray in the confusion. I'm the pedal I find just making for the freedom of the country.
I think I'll go with the Perrys and give you a hand.
So like a strange tribe of
Little will
she
be
always knew them. She had to live with from backside to her side, and she could tell them. Always would have had a Christian catch on her conscience. And a person of even intention. The life of her soul. And a person of one person. I'll give them anything driven astray of the loose.
Oh, God Almighty, that's the big one. God forbid any harm should happen to them. But sorrow mind, I'd mind if they met with the drop in their men and dinners to plunder and destroy.
Push up the door! You're coming up with me. This isn't that type way I got to be back.
Tell me, your covey, do you think I'm going to be your lackey?
Would you open the door, you little codger?
Don't be asking me to open any door. Don't be asking me to open any door for you. Making a shame and a sin of the cause good men is fighting for. God forgive the people that, instead of burnishing the work the boys do today with a quiet honesty and patience, is reveling their sacrifice for the lion and blood and roguery.
The guts to catch a few of the things that God's given to his
You're
prophets.
not going to make me lose me temper, me young covey.
You are.
You can go on with your problem.
Everyone was blind. You
Go
see
ahead.
the cross
Go
on
on and go and go and go and go. I'm not going to lose me temper. You leave it. Not gonna lose it.
With the pointed toes and the
They'll go round as the horses were after lifting. We stitch a stray bit of steel, get them to lift the bodices a little higher so as to shake them. And make them fit for women that hasn't lost themselves in the nakedness of the street.
Hey, you. Your nose looks as if she's going to faint. And your other youth is roaring with convulsions in her lap.
she's never any other way but fainted. Why are you trying to shut the door in the floor?
Wages are fire over their heads. Wages are fire to kill.
How good bad is it with their Irishmen and women?
Irish be damned, they're attacking and mobbing the men that they're risking their lives for them. If these slum lads gather at their heels again, you plug one of them, or else we shock them with a shatter to myself.
We God, this is never an ambulance knocking around anywhere. The stomach is ripped out of me. Oh, Christ.
Get the hurt over, Jimmy, you'll soon get a dog now.
God be thanked. Be thanked. He's been kind of for me. My chap. My own chap. That I thought was lost to stop and I thought was dead is alive again. God be praised forever and forever. Kiss me, chap.
God, I never left
Kiss
you.
your own nerve. Doesn't matter much now. This will make us dearer than ever to each other. Kiss me. Kiss me again.
God's sake, heart over the sea.
I won't, I promise, Jack, honest to God, I'll be silent and brave to bear the joy of feeling your safe in the arms again. It's hard to parse away the tears of happiness at the end of an awful agony.
The minstrel boys are feeling very comfortable now. The big guns has knocked all the harps out of their hands. General Clitheroe would rather be unlacing his wife's bodice than standing at a barricade. And the professor of chicken butchering there finds he's up against something tougher even than his own chickens, and that's saying a lot.
Shut up, you old hag.
Jog the chicken! Jog
careful, these. I know I'm
I'll put
trying
it
now,
down a little
but if
longer
you always
window,
a quiet
please.
rest in your arms will bring back the bloom of freshness again, and you won't be glad. You won't be glad.
Everyone else escaping, and me getting me belly ripped asunder. I couldn't scream. I couldn't even scream. They think I'm badly wounded, Bill. All my clothes seem to be soaking wet. It's blood. Me God, it was me, my own blood.
Go on, Jack. Try to put goodbye with another kiss and be done with it. Do you want lying to die in my arms while you're dallying with your Nora?
Let's go now. I'm sorry we went to town. It couldn't work out. All the ways were brought to be the British. Here. Go, you go. Can't you? Do you want to be untrue to me, comrades?
Jack, I want you to be true to me. I'm your dearest comrade. I'm your truest comrade. They only want the comfort of having you in the same nature as themselves. So, Jack, I can't let you go.
You must. No, you must.
On last night at the barricade, I sought you, Jack. I didn't think of the danger. I could only think of you. I asked for you everywhere. Some of them laughed. I was pushed away, but I shoved back. Some of them even struck me, and I screamed and screamed your name.
What possessed you to make a show of yourself like that? What way do you think I'll feel when he told me wife was bound for me at the barricades? What are you, more than any other woman?
No more, maybe. But you are more to me than any other man, Jack. I didn't mean it. If I'm honestly, I couldn't help it. My love for you made me mad with terror.
Say now, I sent you out that way. I have an excuse to bring you home. Are you going to turn all the risks of taking into a laugh?
Two steps more down. Let's try to stick it for this.
I can't.
Are you coming, man? Or are you going to make an arrangement for another honeymoon? Look, if you want to act the renegade, say so.
Let go of your hold. Let go, I say.
Jack, look at the anger in his face. Look at the fear gleaming in his eyes. He himself's afraid. He's afraid. He wants you to go. That way he'll have the chance of death striking you and missing him. Turn around and look at him, Jack. Look at him! His very soul is cold shivering with the thought of what may happen to him. It is his fear that is trying to frighten you from recognizing the same fear that is in your own heart.
Woman, will you let me go?
Why are you begging her to let you go? Are you afraid of her or what? Break her hold on, you man! Hold on, Sarah!
I won't, Jack. Jack. Jack, I gave you everything you asked of me. Don't fling me from you now, Jack. 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 Jack! Mrs. Gogan.
Got us a mug or a jug of something. Some of yous, one of yous, will yous? Before I lay one of yous out. Mike and fire away, or I'll lose our cats. Come down and open the door. Some of yous, one of yous, will yous? Before I lay one of yous out. The whole city can tumble home to hell for good. That nobody can deny, that nobody can deny. But Luther's a jolly good fella, Luther's a jolly good fella, Luther's a jolly good fella. Up the rebel, that nobody can deny. Blast you, Luther, don't be spilling the precious liquor. Hey, get us a mug on a jug of something. Some of yous, one of yous, will yous? Before I lay one of yous out.
I don't think I'll get a doctor to come. It's hardly any use going.
I'll risk it. Give her some of Luther's whiskey. It's the fright that's brought it on her so soon. Go on, Repertory. Safely in the shadow of thy wings.
The sky is getting redder and redder. You'd think it was a fire. Half the city must be burned.
If I was you, Pluto, I'd stay away from the window. It's dangerous, and besides, at the city, you only bring a nose in the house.
He knows we had to leave our place the way they were riddling it with machine gun fire. He'll keep pimping and pimping there till we have to fly out of this place too.
If they make any attack here, we'll send you out in your green and glory uniform, waving your sword over your head. And now flee before you as the days flew before Brian Baruch.
Come on and cut. Sports up again.
Dad?
Yeah,
Jack?
she's at it again. She's been quiet for a long time, all the same.
She was quiet before, sure, and then she broke down again worse than ever. You know what was led that time?
3 of hearts, 3 of hearts, 3 of hearts.
It's damn hard lines to think of her dead-born kitty lying there in the arms of Cormac to Moser. Moser snuffed it sudden too after all.
I'm sure she never got any care. And how could she with a mother all day and night looking for work and her consumptive husband leaving her with a baby to be born before he died? Your deal, Flute.
It'll take a lot out of Nora if she'll ever be the same.
The doctor thinks she'll never be the same. Thinks she's a little touched here. She's rambling a lot, thinking she's out in the country with Jack or getting his dinner ready for him before he comes home, yelling for a kitty. All of that, though, might be the chloroform she got. I don't know what we'd done if it weren't for old Bessie, up with her for the past 3 nights on running.
I always knew there was never anything real derogatory wrong with poor old Bessie. Hey, hold on there. That's my trick.
What's your trick? It's my trick.
How is it your trick?
Didn't I lead the deuce?
I must be getting blind, man. Don't you see the ace?
You want to waken her again on me when she's just gone
Lord
asleep?
loving God, give the parry as a scalded.
She's in weeks, we is coming, my
A
turn.
scalded and a scarified, you'll never
Hear
forget.
another whisper out of one of yous again, I'll gut yous.
Shh, she can hear anything above a whisper. Why don't you spread that out, man, and save us up for tomorrow?
Right, right. Save us up for tomorrow. How the hell does a fellow know there will be any tomorrow? If I'm going to be whipped away, let me be whipped away when it's empty and not when it's half full. How is she now, Miss?
And after sleeping quietly. When I'm listening to her babbling, I think she'll never be much better than she is. Her eyes have a haunted way of looking in instead of looking out. As if Her mind had been lost alive, madly mingling memories of the past, crushing her thoughts together in a fierce and fanciful idea. Dead things are living. Living things are dead. Is that a scream I heard her give? Is it God? I think I hear her screaming every minute. It's only there with me that I'm able to keep awake.
She'll sleep maybe for a long time now.
10 yeah. If she gets a long sleep, she might be all right. Peter's alone 5.
Beast! Okay, here's someone moving below. Don't forget he's coming up.
Smith's room. Where's Mrs. Smith's room? I saw they found her.
What you want with this people?
A message. And the last message for her.
Killed. He's not killed, is he?
The Imperial Hotel we found the place was in flames. He was shot through the arm and then through the lung and on the farm. Only watch his breath coming and going and jerky gasps. A tiny stream of blood trickling out of his mouth, not over his lower lip. I said a prayer for the dying, and I twined his rosary beads around his fingers. And then I had to leave there to save myself. When Sheena tore to the corpse as I melted out of the building and darted across the street for shelter. And then I seen the plough and the stars falling like a shot as the roof crashed in. Where that poor Jack was nothing but a leaping smell of flame.
Why, you left him. You twined his rosary beads round his finger, then you run like a hare to get out of danger.
I took a chance as well as him. He took it like that. His last whisper was to tell Nara to be brave, as I'm ready to be too now. And as I'm proud to die for her. When our general heard it, he said they kind of went to the girl's end with a gleam of glory. Mrs. Clitheroe's grief will be joy when she realizes that she's had a hero for a husband.
If you only seen her, you'd know to the dinner.
Jack. Not there. I can feel comfortable only in our own familiar place beneath the bramble tree. We must be walking for a long time. I feel very, very tired. Have we to go farther? Or have we passed it by? Curious mist in the eyes. Why don't you hold me hand, Jack? No, Jack, it's not. Can't you see it's a goldfinch? Look at the black satiny wings with the gold flowers and the flashy creasing on its head. Something else me. Something else me. Don't kiss me like that, Jack. You take my breath away. Why do you frown at me? You're gone away and I can't follow. Something's keeping me from moving, Jack. Jack.
Mrs. Clitheroe, you're a terrible woman for getting out of bed. You'll get cold if you stay here in them clothes.
Cold, I'm feeling very cold. It's chilly out here in the country. What place is this? Where am I?
You're all right, Nora. You're with friends and in a safe place. Why don't you know your uncle, and your cousin, and poor old Filter?
Nora, darling, now. Leave her to Bessie, man. A crowd will only make her worse.
There's something I want to remember and I can't. I can't! I can't! My neck, where's my baby? Tell me where you put it. Where you kept it. My baby, I want my baby. I can't tell what is wrong with me. Give him to me. Give it
Think how white she is, man.
What way will she be if she knew Jack had gone west?
It's our way to work the night. Joy cometh in the morning. Come in and I'll sing to you.
Jack and me are going out somewhere this evening. Where I can't tell. Isn't it curious? I can't remember. Myra, Jack, if the baby's a girl, anything you like. If the baby's a boy, he's there. He's there and he won't give it back to me. Jack! Jack! Hold my hand and sing to me. Sing to me. Sing! Sing.
Now that you've seen how bad she is, and that we daren't tell her what has happened to her after she's better, you'd best be slipping back to where you come from.
There's no chance of slipping back now. The military are everywhere. Fly couldn't get through. Never get here, only a minute to change my uniform, put I'm wearing. Take a chance and try to lie low here.
There's no place here to lie low. The Tommies will be hopping in here any minute.
They will all be Shanghai.
God, there's enough after happening to us.
I think I heard the clang of rifle butt on the floor of the hall below. Here, come on with the cards again. I'll be up. Gloves up. How to keep your hands from shaking, man. Your lead, Peter. 4 hearts led. 2 10s and a 5.
Hello? Is this the stiff?
Yes.
Who's you going with it? Only one allowed to go with it, you know?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
She's after slipping off to sleep again, thanks be to God. Hardly able to keep me on eyes open. Oh, you was here to take away poor little Moser.
Aye. Who's you going with it?
Oh, the poor mother, of course. God help her, it's a terrible blow to her.
A terrible blow. Sure, she's in her element now, woman. Mixing earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Reveling in plumes and hearses, last days and judgments.
God bless us, I'm jaded.
Was she plugged?
With no diet consumption.
Ah, was that all? I thought she might have been plugged.
Is that all? Isn't that enough? Do you know, comrade, that more diet consumption that are killed in the wars? And it's all because of the system we're living under.
Now I know. I'm a socialist myself. But I have to do my duty.
Duty? The only duty of a socialist is emancipation of the workers.
Oh? A man's a man. He has to fight for his country, hasn't he?
You're not fighting
Fight
for your country.
He ain't
Here,
good, you're none of that, none of that.
Comrade, Janerski's thesis on the origin, development, and consolidation of the evolutionary idea.
Now, cheese it, Patty, cheese
How's
it.
things in the town, John?
I think it's nearly over. We've got them surrounded and we're closing in on lighters. It was only a little bit of a dog fight. There's another one of our men hit by that blasted sniper. He's knocking about here somewheres. God, when we get that blighter, we'll give him a cold steel, we will. We'll jab the belly out of him, we will.
I'll never forget what you done for me, Flucher. Going around at the risk of your own life, settling everything with the undertaker and the cemetery people. When all me own were afraid to put their noses out, you plunged like a good one through the humming bullets. And they knocking fire out to the road, tinkling through the frightened windows and splashing themselves to pieces on the walls. You'll find that master in the happy place is not true. Don't forget now and again to whisper to you and Flucher.
Get it out, mother. Get it out.
It's excusing me or the Mrs. Gogan for not standing up. Seeing her shake any people on her and sleep, not desiring to show any respect to her too much.
Sure. We all know it's mess.
Jesus Burgess. It's me who's well chronicled all your gentle hurryings to me, little master. Bringing her something to drink or something to eat. Never passing her without lifting up her heart with a delicate word of kindness.
Get out. Get out, mother. Hey! How many men is in this here house? How many men is in this here
I
house?
was nearly asleep. How many men? Didn't you see them?
Are they all that are in the house?
Well, there's none higher up. But there may be more lower down by.
All men in district to be rounded up. Somebody's given help to the snipers, and we have to take precautions. If I had my way, I'd make them all join up and do their bit. I suppose they and you are all shitters.
Bessie Burgess is no shinner. And never had no trouble getting spotted by the finger of obedience. Always made it her business to harness herself for church whenever she knew God Save the King would be sung at the end of the service. And whose only son went to the front in the first contingent of the Dublin Fusiliers. And that's on his way home. Carrying a shattered arm he got, fighting for king and country.
There in the street outside, shaking with the firing of rifles and machine guns. Must be a hot shop in the middle of the scrap.
We're pumping lead in them from every side now. They'll soon be shoving up the white flag.
I'm telling you, either of you is a big better person than the teacher, prodding and poking at me, and I tried to help carry out the cards.
It wasn't a very derogatory thing for the cover to say you
A
have a
camera
fancy
precious disposing, bothering from murder tonight, and how they can chase, bring a gap to the quiet nature of a man that's always endeavoring to chase a penny straight thoughts of venom against the rest. I'm tired of a living man, responsible for bring thoughts, words, and deeds to the man above. I'll find myself instituted to fight against a pair of slither and pickeroo, whispering, concurring, concocting, conniving, to render me unconscious of the life I'm trying to live.
What's wrong, Daddy?
It's none of your business what's wrong with me. What's it got to do with you?
Come on to the cards again, boys.
Now, you see it going to start cards. We'll be going out here as soon as the sergeant comes.
Going out of here? And why are we going out of here?
All men in district to be rounded up and held until the scrap is over.
And where are we going to be held in?
They're putting them up in a church.
A church?
What sort of a church? Is it a Protestant church?
I don't know. I suppose so.
Because it'll be a nice thing to be stuck all night in a Protestant church.
Bring the cards. You might get a chance for a game.
No, that wouldn't do. I wonder. I don't think we'd be doing anything derogatory. Be playing cards in the Protestant church.
Might bring a little snack with me if I was you. You might be glad of it before the morning. I do like a nice mince pie. I do like a nice mince pie. One of our men is, Sergeant.
Private Taylor got it right through the chest, he did. And all in front of him is how you can put your fist through and off his back blown away. Dum-dum bullets they're using. Gang of assassins potting at us from behind roofs. That's not playing a game. Why don't they come out in the open and fight fair?
Fight fair? A few hundred scrawls of chaps. With a couple of guns and rosary beads. Against 100,000 trained men on horse, foot, and artillery. And he wants us to fight fair. Do you want us to come out in our skins and throw stones?
Are these four all better here?
Oh, that's all, Sergeant.
Come on then, get the blighters out. Here, up it out.
Hey,
Out to the streets with them. And if a sniper sends another one of my men west, you go with them. Go on. Get out, you blighter.
Who are you calling a blighter? I'm a Dublin man born and bred in this city. You see?
I don't care if you're Brian Baruch. Get out.
Jesus, you and your
Go
guns.
on, get out.
Leave them down or I beat the two of you without sweating.
I imagine the room looks very odd somehow. Who's nearly forgetting Jack's teeth? I think I'll have everything done before he gets in.
Merciful God. I'm shot. I'm shot. I'm shot. The life is pouring out of me. I did this through you. Through you, you bitch, you. You wouldn't stop quiet. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Lost you. Look at what I'm after getting. Look at what I'm after getting. I'm bleeding to death. No one's here to stop the flowing blood. Mrs. Gogan! Mrs. Gogan! Luther! Luther! You got sick. Somebody. Doctor.
I'm frightened. They're pain, Jack. Where are you? Where are you?
This is what's after coming on me for nursing you night and day. I was a fool. A fool. Bring me a drink of water, you Jane, will you? There's a fire burning in my blood. Nora. Nora, dear. Run out and get Mrs. Gogan. Or Luther. Or somebody to bring a doctor. Quick. Yes. Stir yourself before I'm going.
Where are you, Jack?
Jesus Christ. It's going. It's all dark. Nora, hold me hand. I'm dying. I feel it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Jesus, don't shut up. Hear me. Bless live till that tonight. Through the darkness, be watch us on light. Live since so take
Sylvia, girl, something happened. What's wrong? Let's see. Let's see. She's cold as death. They're after murdering the pirate and offensive woman.
Here, this is the house. That's a window.
Take me away. Cover it up, Mrs. Gogan. Cover it up.
Here, what's this? Who's this? Oh, God, we've plugged one of the women of the house.
Why the hell did she go to the window? Is she dead?
Now, dead as be damned. Well, we couldn't afford to take no chances.
Cover it up. Cover it up. Take me away. Take me away, Mrs. Gogan.
God help her, the poor woman. Stiffening out as hard as she can. Her face has written on it the sudden shock of agony. Her hands is whitening into this full shininess of wax.
Take me away. Take me away. Don't leave me here to be looking at it.
Come on with me, dear. And you can dance in Power Mouser's bed till we gather some neighbours to give the last friendly touches to Bessie and the lovely vein of her out.
Tea here, Sergeant. What about a cup of scone?
Pour it out, Stomach. I could scoff anything right now. There goes a general attack on the post office.
Keep the home fires burning while your hearts are yearning. Though your lads are far away, they dream of home. There's a silver lining through the dark clouds shining. Turn the dark clouds inside out till the boys come home.
Oh, yeah, of course.